In this video I'm going to go through a few movements you can do yourself to keep your spine supple and mobile. In my experience, I've come across a lot of people that didn't, I suppose what would you say, didn't appreciate that the spine is closer related to a chain than it is a shaft. It moves multiple directions, or has the capacity to articulate in multiple ways, and what I'd like to do is take you through a few movements in which you can mobilize your spine in many of these directions. So to begin with, let's just settle your feet into the ground. You'd like to have a good solid base so that your entire foot is in contact with the ground beneath you, or the floor beneath you, and that it's like you're sinking through the earth. So you're not being lifted up and all up in your head, you're digging your attention into the ground and your feet into the ground. And from there, I'd like to begin the movement. Let's say we'll start with the eyes, and we're going to look over the shoulder and then look over the shoulder, and we'll keep doing this for a bit, leading the movement with sight. So the only thing you're really thinking about for now is that your feet have that connection to the ground, and you're softly looking over each shoulder, taking the spine through various rotations. Worry not about anything else for now. You could do this for as long as you like. 1 minute, 20 minutes, you can do no harm. If you feel a resistance in your movement from musculature and tissues getting a bit tight, perhaps you've spent a lot of time sitting of late, then don't force through it, don't push through it. You could reduce the amount of rotation to something more suitable. You could reduce the speed to something more suitable. That feels good. So all we can do now is we can take a wider base. It's worth noting that when mobilizing any joint, a good principle is to take the joint through rotation first before flexion extension. So we'll stick with this rotation now. We've got this wider stance. I still have the same idea where my feet have a good connection to the ground. In this case now, as I turn, I'm paying a bit of attention, not to say it's essential, not to completely collapse my structure. So this brings me back to the concept at the start about my foot being fully in contact with the ground. If that's a principle that you maintain throughout, then organizing yourself above that at each of the joints will happen anyway. And I like the idea of just thinking about the feet when doing these movements, so that there's very little else to occupy the mind. You might notice I'm allowing my hands to slap against myself. You can leave them hit you in the back. Soft little love taps I'm giving myself. And now we're going to do some bending of the leg. So as I rotate, I'm going to bend this leg. And now I'm bending this leg. So the hips are getting a bit of love here now. This will be very beneficial now for those of us who are spending extra time at a computer in a seated position or in a hunched position. I know I am of late, spending more time looking into a screen, taking my coaching online. And it's also going to be beneficial for those who aren't, and who are doing the same thing with their body day in, day out, and not adding a variety of movement to their structure or their organism, in which case some places in your body may become reduced in their motility and their mobility. Generally speaking, you'd like everything to slide and glide around your body relatively freely. Okay, and now I'm going to lift a heel this time. So I'll be lifting my heel. Oh, sorry, not lifting my heel. It's my heel that stays in contact with the ground. I'm lifting the front of my foot. It's a lovely day today. As well, something I suggest, something I like myself is that when there is an opportunity to go outside and do movements like this, I definitely grasp it. Perhaps it's something worth thinking about yourself. Now I do the heel. Now my heel rotates. I can swing something, a bat or a golf club. So my heel is coming up off the ground here as I rotate my body around the back. I'm still looking, I'm still turning, led by my eyes. That's not to say I couldn't do the same movement looking straight ahead and still receive a benefit, which of course I could, because ultimately all I'm doing is taking my spine through rotation. And the next thing is we'll take the spine through various flexions and extensions. So one thing you could do is draw a circle with your head. Have a look from the side. I'm going to reach out and I'm going to do a scooping motion with my chin. Reaching, scooping, reaching, scooping. I'm going to do a bigger scoop. I use the rest of my body for this scoop. And I'll draw up, like a pulling upwards and then a scoop again. Pulling in, drawing up. I want to scoop with my chin again. You might see my hips have begun to move. And now my entire spine is involved in this scooping motion. Now, should you find that when you try this, that you're not able to coordinate the movement in such a way that you see me doing it, that isn't to say you're doing it incorrectly. And it isn't to say that you're going to do any harm, because you're absolutely not. It's learning a sequence. I can break this down in another video, but for now, if you were to just give your attempt at this scooping motion, you can't but receive some form of benefit throughout your spine. Down, peeling up, dropping, rising, drop, rise. Nice. We'll swing again. Just for good measure, because I feel like my hips are looking for a bit of love, I'm going to do some hip circles. Just around in a circle like this. Again, my feet are fixed to the ground, sent deep into the roots, and I'm just doing some circles with my hip. It's like putting WD-40 into the hip capsule. You just want to slowly move the joint as you're looking to increase its mobility. Again, if you have just come from sitting to this, you wouldn't want to jump into it and do a big circle. You just want to introduce the movement gradually. There is no place in this practice for the no gain, no brain mentality. It doesn't work here. No pain, no gain. It doesn't work here at all. You can change directions. Now at the moment I'm doing as much of the movement from my pelvis. So articulating the movements of my pelvis itself in different circles. Bigger circles. Oh, that would do for now. I mean, that's your whole spine moved through a bunch of various ranges of motion. In another video I could do these planes here, but if you just followed along, or you kind of come back to the video and follow along, that's great for now. That would be a great way to start your day, or a great way to break up your sitting at a desk routine, or if you get out of your car, if you've done long driving. You know, the couriers these days are flat out, so if you want to just maintain the health of your spine, then take it through those ranges of motions and follow the video. Thanks for watching. All the best.